it was interesting because online people ranting and raving about the fight. Oh my God, like busting nuts over. Oh my God, I watched Schaub and Silva and I jacked off on it. It was so cool, man. And I was like, damn, must have been sick. And then I called peeps who were in the game. I went, what'd you think of Silva Stylebender? And they're like, it was all right. And like it was good for sure, but I online I think they're a little off. And I was like, all right. And so I watched it by myself in silence, and it's somewhere in the middle. It's somewhere in the middle where it delivered 100%, and then it's also, I don't think to go down to one of the greatest matches of all time. It's somewhere in the middle, but it did deliver. You did get your money's worth. You saw a damn competitive Anderson Silva who can compete with anyone in the world, and you saw Adesanya, who's he is who we thought he is. He's amazing, man. He's amazing. His movement is second to none. He completely outclassed Anderson Silva. And this is what's interesting to me, because it's more impressive what Stylebender did to Anderson Silva, that he went 3 rounds and outclassed him all 3 rounds and didn't get lulled into this kind of Wild West shootout with him. He didn't want to play his game. And so he stuck to his game plan, which to me shows so much experience and confidence and swag to do that and make it your dance and not play Anderson Silva as this legend, this GOAT. And the crowd wants to see it. Dana wants to see it, but Stylebender stayed to his true self and outclassed, outsmarted, outstruck, just outskilled one of the greatest of all time. And that wasn't a washed up Anderson Silva. That motherfucker was ready to go. Yeah, that motherfucker was ready to go. He looked good. Best we've seen him look in a long time. So I thought for Stylebender, his stock goes up even more. If he would just walked out, then head kicked him KO and walk off, we'd all been going, well, Anderson Silva's old as shit, man. That's not that impressive. This is what the UFC wanted. But for him to do it for 3 rounds, and we see where Anderson's at in his career, it's like, damn, look at him go. I thought it wasn't a case of Anderson looking old and weathered. I thought it was, when Stylebender goes, player 1 has the controller now. I thought it was more of, we hold these greats in such high regard, and you look at their body of work, and it is amazing. But that was during that period of time. So Anderson Silva, for that period of time, and his skill set was amazing, and he is the greatest middleweight of all time during that period. You can't say of all time. I think it's just you can do periods. During his run, he was by far the greatest of all time. But Stylebender is Anderson Silva, and then some. He's, when the PlayStation 1 came out, we loved it. That shit was dope, man. When I was a kid, PlayStation 1, oh my God, that was the end all be all. That game was fantastic, man. Oh my God, that was the best. And now if you have a PlayStation 4, are they on 4 now or are they on 5 or some shit?
I'm not even sure.
Are they on 6? I have no idea. I'm a grown man, so I haven't bought a PlayStation forever, but I get why people buy them. So I think they're on PlayStation 4. If you have a PlayStation 4, go back and play PlayStation 1. Still solid, still good, but PlayStation 4 destroys it. They're not even the same fucking league. Stylebender's PlayStation 4. PlayStation 1, amazing, man. Did its job, fucking got us to the dance, but we learned from PlayStation 1. And now this PlayStation 4 is fucking ready, has all the things PlayStation 1 has, and then some. It's just that's the times. That's technology, man. And that's Stylebender. That's the current fighters, man. That's what he is. It's not throwing shade on Anderson Silva. What he did, he is GOAT of the middleweight division, especially during his time period. But Stylebender learned from him and then added his swag onto it. And when you get that Nigerian swag and just his demeanor and his upbringing and the influence of Anderson Silva, you get Stylebender. And you're getting a guy who, go ahead, brother. You get a guy who has it all. He has the it factor. He is striking. He's composed. He has experience. You got one, man. You fucking got one. And a lot of people in media throw shade at the UFC how they don't bring guys up right. They've done it right with Stylebender. But this is why it works with him, because he has the experience. He didn't get to the UFC and was coming off the Contender Series, where the fuck they call that, the Fight Night guys, or the Ultimate Fighter with 4 fights. And then they just throw him to the fucking monsters. Throw him to the monsters, because he has 70 fights in kickboxing. He had a shitload of fights in MMA before he got to the UFC.
Yeah.
And then not to mention, he has the it factor, which There's not a class you can take. There's not a coach you can bring in. There's not nothing you can do about it. They just come along. And that's what the UFC prays for every night. Every night before Dana goes to bed, he prays for the it factor to walk through the door. Now, you can't just be an it factor and be great on the mic and look good and sell shirts and be it factor. That's the it factor is when you can be that. You have charisma, you are witty, you're great on the mic, but then you have the skill set to back it up, i.e. Conor McGregor, i.e. John Jones. So not John, he doesn't have the it factor, but there's Conor McGregor and then there's Stylebender. There's just the complete package there. And you got one in Stylebender.
For sure.
It's fun to see, man. It's fun to see. And, you know, when they're going on these historic runs, when they become champs, it's cool and they get the recognition they deserve. But right now, when the chase is the best part. The fun before everyone jumps on his dick is the fun part. Like before everyone's walking around in Stylebender shirts and before, people are tattooing his face on their face and their neck and shit like that. This is the funnest when to be a fan. When we're going through the chase with him and you see him. So he beat Anderson Silva. Okay, now it's on. Now what's next? Now it's on. And that anticipation before they become these bigger than life stars is the best thing to me.